This is a big kick, too, for a kid who has not punted too much. And this is probably undoubtedly his first punt of the season last time. This will be his second. And you got to believe, now they have two deep, but if I'm Roger Grove, I forget the return. I go for the block right here. I maybe put Carroll single deep because he's good enough to do it without the blocking. Now they take a delay because the extra 5 yards, what's the difference at this point? 2:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Now, I'll tell you what I would do.
Well, you know they're going to kick away from it.
No, I'll take the safety.
They might.
I'll take the safety.
Well, you know they're going to kick away from. They have all night.
If they don't, he kicks it. End over end is going to bounce to see how it goes. Takes a great hop. Damon Carroll takes it his own 45. Cuts the 45 down to the 39-yard line. He's brought down there.
That's Chris McNutt.
Chris McNutt.
You got to love that hit.
Down, but you can't kill him.
That's a lovely hit.
He was down on the ground. I thought he was out for good. And there he is back on the field again, making a great open field play. Chris McNutt brings him down.
Damian Carroll never saw him coming either. He had this little soft cut inside and then hard to the outside. Shows up number 42, wham. Great hit.
Under 2 minutes to go in regulation, 21-7. Norristown with the ball, they trail. Oh, and off they try to shotgun. I don't know where that ball went, but it was on the ground, and Kelly had to be quick to fall on it. So now make it 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Yeah, and they have a shotgun formation. That's Carroll. There he's going straight at him. He throws the ball up in the air. It's caught. Oh, it's caught amongst a group of black jerseys by Hicks.
I'll tell you what, this Hicks and Damian Carroll combination on the pass, we got another West guy down. They've been unbelievable tonight. They're 2 for 2.
McCaslin is down.
McCaslin's had a big night playing both ways, offense and defense. And we've seen a lot of guys tonight. And I'll tell you what, a cramp, there's nothing more. You think, it's just a cramp. If you've ever had one, it's not just a cramp.
It's not a cramp. You feel like you have broken something.
It.
Yeah, you feel like you've broken something. Let's take a look at this. They're centering the ball straight to Carroll. Here's a throw. Look at all the black jerseys, but their back is to the pass. The only one turned around at that point is Hicks. 4 jerseys around him, none of whom were looking at the ball.
It was actually underthrown, like you're saying, and he was able to turn around and find it quicker than this guy. So actually underthrowing there actually works out to an advantage in Norristown. Again, another Buck player down. 1:20 to go here. Fourth quarter, CB West up 21-7. But as long as there's ticks on this clock, everybody just remains and waits for the end, knowing that number 2 is potentially dangerous.
It's not that warm a night that you should cramp up like this. I mean, they're working on his lower leg, which indicates a calf cramp.
Yep.
Now they're bringing him up. Yeah, you can see he's walking off gingerly, but you can see that he's either turned an ankle or he's got a cramp. And the way he's walking, you see how his heel's hitting the ground like that? I think it's a cramp. He's trying to stretch that calf out.
Yeah.
They'll rub that out on the sideline, but they can't afford to lose Kevin McCaslin. They've lost too many already. Funston was out. Well, the situation is this. It's a 1st and 10. The clock moves, 1:15 to go in regulation. Carroll gets the direct snap, runs straight forward into a line. Interesting offense, no quarterback offense. Carroll essentially is your quarterback.
I don't know. I kind of like it, knowing his ability. He can throw, he can run.
Well,
why didn't they do this in the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Why wait till 1:20 to go?
No huddle, back to pass. Carroll, he's under a rush. He throws it shallow, and oh, boy, I'll tell you, Fiore, one more step, and he's got it.
Kevin White really just turfed to Damian Carroll this time. He gives a wave to the coach over there. He's going to go try to get a play. Well, it's
47 seconds to go in regulation. Situation is 3rd down, 8 yards to go. The ball at the 20-yard line of CB West. Damon Carroll essentially running a wing T type of an offense. Carroll will take the direct snap. He's back. You see him in the backfield there. He's the furthest back. He gets, for the most part, of his back foot as he seems to just step back. He's got a great arm, but he's not a quarterback. We know that. 4th and 8. 21-7. The Bucks with the lead. Carroll takes the snap, rolls to the right. He looks. He's under a rush. He's rolling. He's throwing it straight up in the air. 3 black shirts knock it to the ground, and the Bucks have held. And with 31 seconds to go, it looks like the Bucks, as there's a flag on the ground. Let's see what the flag is first.
Do that.
I made a comment the other week, and as the time runs out, time is just about run out, 13-12, 10 seconds to go. They're all over on the side. I made a comment at Sportsline. I've never seen a Bucks team, a team that could run against the Bucks with just one weapon, and that essentially was what they had. The time has run out, and the Bucks have defeated Norristown 21-7 in what has to be called an upset because Roy will.
The hottest collection of 80s hits ever. Sounds of the 80s. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-956-5599 or send $14.99 for one cassette or $16.99 for one CD plus $3.50 shipping to the address on your screen.
We are back at War Memorial Field in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. The teams leave the field after a game that saw the Bucks had a 4th down and about 20 yards to go, punted the ball away. Again, Cliggett did a great job, returns the punt down to the 26-yard line, and then Dave Armstrong took over along with that front line of CB West.
And we talked about Dave's maturity as a running back tonight, how he's starting to learn to run with his eyes. We saw a couple spin moves out of him. We saw that little sidestep move, and he's not only this big barreling running back, but he's starting to learn how to really run the football. As you see guests in the booth with us,
who is this
Danny
young
White,
lady?
and this is Travis Brumgan's sister, Erica.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, so we get all kinds of guests up here during the game, and it's nice to have everybody here.
Well, I'll tell you what, the game turned after that first touchdown. They kicked off to Norristown. Norristown again could not move the football. West got the ball back and just waltzed down the field. Another touchdown, 14-0. Armstrong, all 3 touchdowns, a 2-yard run, a 5-yard run, a 6-yard run. They just couldn't stop them. It got Damon Carroll. Tom, you describe it. It's the most unbelievable kickoff I've ever seen since the Cal game years ago against Stanford.
It was really exciting, and it was one of the bright spots for Norristown. It lifted their team. They actually got juiced up. You could see that they were really into the game because they were so down and out of this game until that play. But I'll tell you what, the other credit's got to go to those offensive and defensive line for West. The McCasklins, the Funston, the other guys on the other side of the line did such a good job tonight that you really look at it, that's where this game was won and lost. And,
absolutely.
And I know hats go off because a lot of times you want to overlook those guys, but those guys count big time.
Well, when you saw the Bucks go on the field after they had given up that kickoff return, what happens? Cliggett, one of the unsung heroes, makes a great return on the kickoff back to the 41-yard line. He almost takes it all the way. Then you see Luke Maroney coming in at quarterback. He's got to take the snaps because of a bruise it looked like on Blumgren's shoulder. Maroney had a little bit of trouble. The cadence was different. There was a lot of penalties in the second half. But you got to hand it to the Bucks. They held status quo. They didn't score, but they did not allow the Norristown offense to put any points on the board. Damon Carroll held to under 50 yards, and you're not going to hear that said too frequently.
Well, I talked right before we broke for half, and I remember last year at the playoff time, West was going into a game, playoff time, and we talked to Mike Carey and Mike Pett. We just don't want to have to play Norristown because we won't have to play Damian Carroll. Well, guess what? He's back in the league. They did a super job against him tonight. And again, I said, if both of these teams looking way ahead don't lose another game, we could see a rematch, and that could be exciting.
Well, again, CB West still has some teams to play. Council Rock has got a real good football team. North Penn, although they lost to the Rock, you know they're going to be tough. But you look at this team and you say, don't they ever have a down year?
That's right, they don't, and it's a tribute to the program.
Didn't like what? She's the one on the audio. She did a great job twisting the dials. Electronic graphics, Jeff Kennedy, and our camera operators, Jim Sutton, Bob McMahon, and that man among men, Lenape Middle School's own John Stevens. And for my partner, Tom White, and his lovely daughter, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Final score, you see it right there. CB West, you have to say it, upsetting Norristown.